Hello, happy Wednesday. Welcome to Find Your Inner Sparkle with Adele. It's Wednesday, so we're going to do a little bit of yoga, and today we're going to focus on the hip joint. So if you're somebody that tends to do a lot of sitting down, you'll have tight hip flexors here, which can lead to lower back pain and problems in the hip joint if you have bursitis, arthritis or anything like that. And if you find that you are not able to really sit comfortably cross-legged on the floor, which can hinder your meditation practice, then this video is for you. So we're just going to do a really quick 10-minute tutorial working the hips. So you don't need any equipment. You're just going to come to lie down on your back first of all and bring your knees into your chest, one hand on each knee. So take a breath and then begin to just take the knees apart and around and together into the chest, apart and together. So you're working here in this ball and socket joint, so you want to take them as wide as you can and back together. So just doing about 4 or 5 of these. You can do this if you repeat this yourself. You can do more of these if you want to. And then we'll take it the other way. So keep the knees together, push them away so the arms come straight, take them apart, bring them back in, back together. Away, apart, back together. So 3 more. That's 3. Getting right into that hip joint. That's 2. And last one. Good. Back together. Now, let's take one knee, let's take the left knee, which is nearest to the camera for me, and straighten out the right leg. So you've got the right leg anchoring down firmly to the ground. Left knee is going to come into your chest, interlace the hands on top of the shin, and just press gently. So you're not tugging and forcing, just applying a little bit of weight, snuggle the shoulders away from the ears. Keep the outstretched leg active, so flexing the toes, pushing against an imaginary door, and just apply a little bit of pressure here and just hold that contraction. So you're holding the contraction in the hip joint. Take a few breaths, then release. So just relax that muscle away. Feel the muscle, the ligaments, the tendons relax, release. And then again, in comes the knee, squeeze and hold. 2, 3, 4. And release. 1 more. Apply the pressure. Squeeze and hold. 2, 3, 4. And release. So it just kind of goes back to its original position. And then just take this foot, take it up to the ceiling. Bend that opposite knee now. Take your hand on the outside of the leg. So you're bending the knee to the side here, grabbing hold of the outside edge of the foot. You might feel like you've got to roll over to the side to grab the foot. I want you to see if you can keep the pelvis square, keep the sacrum level on the ground. Grab the foot, try and take the sole of the foot to the ceiling, and then work to get this knee down towards the ground. So on a downwards trajectory, knee bends, bring it down. So you can kind of go in and out of this. Really being mindful, working slowly with your hip joint to find a position and a movement that feels good, so you're not forcing, you're just easing in and out here. So this is half happy baby, so the other foot staying down. Okay, then I'm gonna swizz around. You don't have to, just so that you can see on the video. And I'm now going to take my right leg and hands interlace on top, stretch the other leg away. So flexing that foot as if you're pressing into that imaginary door. Inhale, exhale, draw that knee into the chest, squeezing the hip flexor, snuggling the shoulders away, hold, release. Again, 2, 3, 4, and release that pressure. Last one, hold and squeeze. 2, 3, 4. So you'll feel the hip flexor, the thing that joins the leg and the upper body, working, and then release. And then again, bend up that left leg Take this foot flat up to the ceiling, bend the knee so it's going out to the side and then it's going down towards the ground. So you might only get a tiny bit of movement like that, that's okay. But I don't want you to feel like you're going to roll all the way over. Keep this left hip anchoring down and work with that slight range of motion. So just ease in and out, kind of oiling the joints, down and then up. So after a few goes, it might start to loosen up a little bit and you can hold that stretch, keeping the sole of the foot nice and flat, parallel to the ceiling. Great, and then release. Good. Now just take the soles of the feet together and let the knees flop out to the side, so reclined bound angle. Take your hands onto the hips. Now if this causes you strain here and it feels really uncomfortable, what you can do is just pad under the legs here with some cushions, some rolled up blankets, towels, blocks, anything like that, just so you can allow your legs to soften onto a support. And you can just hold it here, breathe into the belly. Allow your hips to relax, release and let go. Deep breath in. So the hips is where we tend to store a lot of pent up emotion. So this kind of practice can sometimes release and let go of a lot of pent up emotions, anger, aggression. So just be prepared for that. If that happens, that's completely normal. Grab hold of your legs, bring the knees together, and then rock your way up to a seat. And then we're just gonna come to sit with the knees bent and the feet flat, taking the hands underneath the knees, lifting up into a kind of modified Navasana. So the knees are bent, we've got hold of the hands, boat pose, shins parallel. And then what we're going to do is just lower, tap with the toes and lift back to shins parallel. Lower, tap with the toes and lift back to shins parallel. So if this feels okay, holding onto the legs feels okay, and your back straight, it's not rounding like this, pull the shoulders back and the chest forwards, maybe you can take the arms out to the side and keep that tap and lift going. So now we're strengthening this hip flexor muscle. So this is the hinge, the pivot point to hold our heavy legs. So just by keeping them up, tapping them down, keeping them up, tapping them down, we're working on that strength. So if you can, you start to take the legs towards a straight position. So you can keep going here, or you can start to just lift a little bit straighter until maybe you take them all the way straight. Keep going. I know it's probably burning, and you are also getting the bonus here of working your core, which is extra. And then cross the shins and just release the spine forwards. Relax the head. Relax the neck. Good. So the next thing we're going to do is just stretch out the hips in a wide knee child's pose. So you're going to come onto the knees, separate the knees nice and wide, keep the big toes together and try not to keep the bum lifted up like this. Try and sit back onto the heels if you can. So sit down and then stretch out the arms and relax the head down. So you're sitting the butt back onto the heels. If this is really uncomfortable for you, again, while you're at home, the beauty of doing a bit of yoga at home is you can get extra padding, 1 or 2 cushions, and just place them between the bum and the heels. So you've got a little bit of a platform. So again, you can have a support to let yourself relax onto. So just as much as you need. Rolled up mat just does the job as well. Blanket, and eventually you'll be able to relax down. Relax the back, relax the hips and breathe. And then coming back up. I hope you can still hear me. My washing machine's just on its final spin cycle, so sorry about that. Okay, and then the next thing we're going to do is just on all fours. Again with that position with the knees a little bit wider, so rather than being directly under the hips, start to just take some circles here and feel what you feel in your hips. So going clockwise, a few circles clockwise, good, and then anti-clockwise. Change direction, so you might hear some clicks and some pops, that's okay. So just a few different movements to just release, work into the hip joint as well as building some strength. Good, and then back to this all fours position here, like a box position. And then we're going to just take one knee out to the side, squeeze, and back to the other knee. Out to the side, squeeze, and back. So we'll do 5. 3, squeeze, bring it back. 4, squeeze, bring it back. 5, squeeze, bring it back. Other side, other leg. Take it out to the side, show you from a different angle. Squeeze, bring it back. 2, squeeze, and lower. 3, squeeze, and lower. Good work, keep it up. 4, squeeze, and lower. 5, squeeze, and lower. Good. This time keep the knees together as you release it back into child's pose. Drop the head. Well done. So hopefully your hips are feeling a little bit looser as you come to sit in your cross-legged position and you're able to relax them down. Like I say, if you are sitting in meditation and you're not comfortable like this, get something to just fold over and prop under the legs. They're going to feel a lot happier having that support to be able to relax onto. And try and sit like this a little bit more often. So instead of sitting on the sofa, try and sit like this for 5, 10, 15 minutes, watching the TV, doing a bit of a meditation. Just getting your body used to sitting unsupported is so beneficial and healthy for you. So keep sitting in chairs. The lower back gets weak, the hips get tight. So we want to be able to keep our mobility into old age, and it's never too late to start a yoga practice. So I hope you've enjoyed this practice with me. I'm here every Wednesday delivering a practice into this group. If you're enjoying these videos, please give me a like and please drop me a comment. Let me know what you found useful, what's worked for you, how it's helped you. I am giving up my time to do these. It's totally free. So all I ask is that people just let me know if it's useful, helpful, and also that you share and like the videos. So inviting people into this group is so much appreciated. Let's grow the community and get more people involved in a little bit of yoga to help get your mind strong and supple and flexible, as well as the body. A little bit of yoga goes a long way. Thank you so much for being here and watching. I hope you've enjoyed it. Namaste. Bye for now.